There's honestly so many places and backgrounds I can have for my video. I just never know where I want to sit, either on my bed or on my desk or on my hammock. Honestly, I just never know where to sit, but today I chose my hammock. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, I'm not going to swing this entire time because that would get annoying. As you read by the title, I will be explaining the life of being a diabetic type 1. This video is honestly just to inform you guys and show how I live as a diabetic type 1. This video idea is actually the reason why I wanted to start YouTube. This is actually going to be my first video, but I just never did it. So I was either scared, I didn't know what I was talking about, or I'll just push it to the side. But I'm finally sitting here after what, 2 years of me having a YouTube channel and explaining to you guys here how I live as a diabetic type 1. Just a little disclaimer, there are people working at our house like fixing the roof, so if you hear any banging, I apologize. I've been hearing it all day. So I have made a list of things I wanted to talk about in this video because I felt like if I didn't, I'll just be all over the place and I wouldn't have a specific topic nor point being made throughout the video. I have 3 topics that I want to talk about with specific details under each one, but I'm just going to stop rambling and get on with this video. The first topic is how I became a diabetic. I was diagnosed with diabetic November 29, 2014, a few days after my birthday, which is November 11, 2004. There were small things my family saw that it was mostly my mom who saw it. The first time she saw it was when it was Thanksgiving, and I had no appetite and I was sick. Like I don't think I like threw up or anything, but I was just really sick and I had no appetite. I had this weird taste in my mouth that I'm going to explain later on in the video. Then there's this other time where we went to McDonald's and I was really thirsty and I also had to use the restroom. Like I also had to pee. That's the telltale sign that my sugar was high. When my sugar's high, I usually am really thirsty and I have to pee at the same time, so I never get it fixed. So if I'm thirsty and I have to pee, nothing's ever getting fixed because I'm still drinking and I'm still urinating. So, you know. One day we were out and it was early in the morning, like really super early in the morning, like probably 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I got really sick and I started throwing up. It wasn't throw up, it was just water, so vile, I guess. Is that the word? I hope that's the word. So my mom was like, okay, you never get sick. What's going on? Maybe it's a small cold, this is that. So we went to the nearest children's, it wasn't a hospital, but it's like a care, I forget what it's called. But we went there and I just threw up again in the bathroom. So they take me back and they examine me and they're like, all right, obviously I don't know what's going on, I just know I'm sick. And they're like telling my mom how they got diabetes. So they're saying don't drink anything, but they gave me this Gatorade. They was like, if you're gonna drink it slowly. Me being thirsty, because my sugar was probably reaching around the 700s right now, close to the 700s. I believe that's what I've been told. I drink the Gatorade super fast and I throw it back up. So obviously nothing's staying in my body because I'm going into ketone acidosis. Ketone acidosis is basically when your sugar is super high and you become really sick with the effects of cramping, throwing up, just basically anything that is not right. And I've gone into ketone acidosis twice. My first time being diagnosed in maybe a year ago. It was last year. So they take me to the actual children's hospital and I go into ICU. And honestly, it's all a blur. I just remember, so we go to the ICU and I'm pretty chill, to be honest. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if I thought I had diabetes or not, but I knew something was up. Obviously, I wouldn't be in this big room where like there's glass everywhere. Like, I know this wasn't a regular hospital room. I knew this was like something was up, something was going on. I remember they hooking me up to IVs and stuff. And I also wanted to say that I remember there was like a lot of people in there, like a bunch of people in there. And the man who was driving the paramedics, he came up and he was like, I just want to let you know that you're so strong, this, that. I think that's what happened. Hopefully I'm not going crazy, but I remember something like that happening. I remember going to sleep. And I remember waking up to my aunt sitting next to me, and she was all the way in Warner Robins, so I'm just like, what are you doing here? I don't remember them explaining anything to me. Of course they obviously did, but I just don't remember every single detail being in the hospital. I do remember going to like this class with them teaching us how to do it And there's this people in there, and I was like, maybe we'll be friends. Well, I don't know what he's doing. Sometimes I think about him like, I wonder how he's doing, because I ain't doing so well. Then I also remember going to like this play center with this nice lady who just talked to me, was like, how you feeling? Are you scared? I was just like, nope. And I was just coloring, doing my own thing. And she gave me this bear that I still have and I keep it. If anything happens to that bear, I would be upset. Like, that's literally the only thing I have from that hospital, except for this kit they gave me, and I still have it. I don't want to get rid of it either, because it's just, I don't know, it's just something about it. Like, I don't want to get rid of anything from that day. I was diagnosed in 4th grade. I'm going to 10th grade now, so it's been a few years. But I remember it was 4th grade year, and before I was diagnosed, I was really hot, but the house was cold. And that's another side effect of when your glucose is high. So I was really hot one morning. It was cold outside. I wasn't diagnosed yet, but it was really cold outside. Like, it's too hot, I just step outside, and I went on the porch. I just sat there until it was time to go, and I was not fazed by the cold.
There's a lot of things I forgot to add on in this video, because at the time I was just trying to recall memories. But I just want to say that I forgot to add that when I was walking down the stairs that morning, I actually ran into the wall because my sugar was that high. Like, my vision was like becoming blurry, so I actually ran into the wall. And that's when my mom was like, are you okay?
That's the story of me being diagnosed. So the history of diabetes in my family, my grandmother actually has diabetes. We always like, we're the diabetic twins. She gets on me so much about it because she wants me to live, and she wants me to have all my body parts and my eyesight and my kidney. Obviously, I don't want to hear that all the time, but I get where she's coming from. It's not just my grandmother, it's my whole entire family who does it. Obviously, it gets quite annoying hearing them talk about it constantly in my ear. But to get where they're coming from, and sometimes I give off that nonchalant, okay, yeah, I understand. But I understand, I just, hearing it every day just triggers me. I don't know. The people who were here working on our house just left, so I had to sign some papers, but okay. I don't know where I was, but basically, yeah, my grandmother has diabetes, so, you know, she helps me with things that I need. Tomorrow, I actually have a doctor's appointment. I have a telehealth appointment, which is basically a doctor's appointment, but just like, you know, FaceTiming, I guess, I don't know. So she's coming here because my mom has to work. The beginning days of me actually being a diabetic was actually sometimes it's kind of like a nostalgic feeling, because we were so persistent on me having the right portion amount, you know, right foods. I kind of miss those days, but at the same time, I say that and we try to do it and I get mad because I'm just like, I'm just trying to eat and you're giving me half a cup and I need a full cup. The next topic we're going to be talking about is advantages and disadvantages. There are many disadvantages that I can go on and on and on about that I just am so annoyed by. If I didn't have diabetes in my life, I honestly wonder what would I do. I know it's not a huge sickness and there's more things out there, but diabetes has become actually a part of my life that I honestly don't know how I would function without it. Some effects of having diabetes: mood swings, how my body reacts to my sugar. So one thing about my mood swing can cause a lot of fights between like my friends, especially. I don't want to go into that, but I had a huge argument with my friend a while ago. It was the wrong time, basically. She didn't know my sugar was high and I kind of snapped. The mood swings that I have when my sugar's high or my sugar's low is just not me. I become angry, or I become sad. I can become snappy, nonchalant. My mood swings. I have gotten into a lot of arguments with people when my sugar's high. After the argument, I hate saying, I'm sorry my sugar was high or my sugar's low, because I don't want them to think it's an excuse. Because if anything, I take full responsibility of anything that happens. I will not blame my sugar if it wasn't my sugar. So if I'm sitting here, my sugar not high or anything, and I snapped, I want to say, oops, yeah, it was my sugar. Like, no, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I got mad. I shouldn't have not said that. I take full responsibility. I would not put anything on my sugar. My diabetic mood swings and just me being mad is two different things. I would never correlate that together, you know? I know that I wouldn't want to do it, but I would do it because I need to know with my friend. I need to know if that person is not herself, I need to think and be like, is this her sugar? Is this just her? I need to see her eyes to make sure they're not like going foggy. I know it may seem boring to sit down and just listen to somebody explain about like a disease or something that they're going through, but it honestly is a good thing to do so you can know and you can have information about this so you'll be prepared if anything happens. The way my body reacts to me being like high, I get this fruity taste in my mouth, and it sounds gross, but like saliva starts to build up and it gets foamy and it's just disgusting. I hate it so much. When my sugar's low, I start to shake. I won't be like, I just have like a little tiny shake. I have staggered breathing. My eyesight becomes very blurry and I'm tired, which is not good because if I go to sleep, I can easily slip into a coma, and I become very hungry, which is kind of a bonus because since my sugar is low and I'm hungry, it'll bring my sugar right up and I'm still being fed. So I already explained, some people may not understand my mood swings, but again, I do not make an excuse for my diabetes. Like, that's one thing I do not like. I hate when people say it. I get triggered when people say I use my diabetes as an excuse. Like, why would I do that? And people who do that, it's not my place to say that you shouldn't do it, but honestly, you should take responsibility for your own actions. Checking my sugar 8 or more times a day, I used to have to do that. But now that I am on Dexcom, which is just this device where it tells you your sugar on your phone, I use that now. I just started to get back into it. I used it once last year, maybe like last year around October I got it. I didn't really know how to work it, and so I accidentally threw away one of the like monitor things, and they cost a lot of money. So, but around April I got it back and I got the G6. I had the G5 around October, but now I upgraded to the G6 and I love it so much. It actually expires today, so I'm going to film me doing that and do a voiceover so you guys can see how I change it every 10 days. But this is just what it looks like. It's going down. As you see, the arrow is starting to go down, so that means it's about to start dropping a little bit. That's a trend of how my sugar has been going for the day. At 2 p.m. it was low, shot up around 4 p.m. and now it's dropping now. So I use that, but I do still check my sugar sometimes because every blue moon the app does get a little wonky and you just want to make sure like you're feeling low but it says you're fine. You might want to check your sugar just to make sure because you don't want to depend on the app. You want to have an actual manual finger prick to see what your sugar is, just in case I'm in doubt. I do that. I also don't have to do manual insulin takes. I have a pump. It's the Omnipod pump. It's on my leg right now. I have to change that every 3 days. So this is what it looks like. It has the needle and the pump right here, and it's an adhesive so it just sticks onto you. It doesn't hurt all the time, but it just depends on where you put it on your body, because if you put it in a new spot, it may be a little thing because you haven't used that spot before. I try not to put the pump or the Dexcom in the same place all the time because I don't want to start to have my tissue hardening underneath my skin because that would be bad. One scary thing that actually frightens me about diabetes is dying. I always have this thought that that's what's going to take me out. Probably. I just got dark really fast, I'm sorry. But I honestly do think that. I don't want it to, and that's what my family wants to prevent from happening, that diabetes is what takes me. Not even dying, like losing my eyesight, losing a limb, losing a kidney, being in a hospital bed for the majority of my life because I can't function on my own. Stuff like that is one thing that is scary for diabetes because it is a sickness that can take a lot of things away from me. I won't go too deep in that, but honestly, that's what my family just always gets on me about. How water is my best friend, quote by my grandmother. How much water have you drunken today? Quoted by my uncle and aunts. It's just me drinking water, eating right, having the right proportions, taking my insulin regularly. It's a lot, and being a teenager, it becomes annoying because you're like, okay, my sugar's not that high, it's fine. I keep saying that, but I just need to realize that my body can get used to my sugar being high, and that can become really bad, like really bad. I should already have it down pat after what, 5 years. I'm not saying that no one can go to sleep and die, because literally anybody, that can happen to anybody. That is life, that happens. What I'm saying is, it's more, I could easily drop to 23 in the middle of the night and I'm in a coma. I have to go to the nurse every day at school. Some days I accidentally forget to go. There's been a lot of times where students are over the intercom, Alyssa-Nicole, please report to the front office. There's been a bunch of occasions where that's happened, and honestly, I'm sorry, but obviously they're gonna call me because they're like, Alyssa, like, I see that you're here. Why you ain't come to the nurse? And I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry. I was telling a friend, oh, I had to go talk to the teacher and I forgot, I'm sorry. Girl, you know good and well. And I don't think they believe me, but I'ma start. One last thing for disadvantages is soaring and not healing as fast as other people do. So I have to put pump on and Dexcom on. I do have scars. I have a bunch of scars on my side of my legs and on the side of my arms because that's where I keep my pump. I'm starting to get slight scars on my stomach because that's where I keep my Dexcom. I try to move my pump and my Dexcom around as much as possible, but there's only so many places where it will like not hurt. It took me forever to actually put something on my stomach. I would never do that, but now it doesn't hurt that bad with the Dexcom. I'm never doing it with my pump. Never, because it's actually something going inside of me, like a fluid is going inside my body, and that will sting, and I already sometimes stings when it's on my arm or my leg, so I just don't want to risk it. So that's it for disadvantages. I said I was going to talk about one thing that I have an advantage with diabetes. When I was writing down the disadvantages, I was just like, wow, there's literally no advantage. It's like, what do I get out of this? Something just occurred to me. One advantage I have by this is that I'm alive. I could have easily died in that hospital the day I was diagnosed. I was dang well near 700. My mom says 800, but I think she's dragging it just a little bit. I am so grateful to be here today and to wake up every morning to see another day. And as many times I have to stick myself in a finger, I would do that every day just to know that I can live to see another day. And I'm so grateful of my family and my friends who push me to do better. Even though I hate hearing it and it's annoying, and I get it, it's always nice to have that little drive to do better. And that drive is me being alive, and I'm so thankful. And that is one advantage that I have with having diabetes. Hopefully I didn't get sappy, but I'm just telling the truth. And the last topic we're gonna be talking about is my everyday diabetic routine. Here is what my diabetic stuff looks like. I have a bunch more things in the closet. I just did not feel like bringing that out, but this is like the only small compactable thing I have that I could just grab and pick up. I have a bunch of strips. I have like 50 of these things. Some needles just in case one day my pump just decides to give out on me in the middle of the day and I don't have a pump with me. I'll have to take it manually till I get to a pump. I have like my Dexcom little monitor thing. This is what's on my body right now. Yeah, and just a bunch of stuff, old stuff, like a monitor for my Dexcom that I don't use. Another diabetic kit that I don't use, but just in case. This is my Dexcom kit. I actually have to put one on in a little bit. This is how it looks. It seems huge, but it's just a stick. You'll see when I explain. And this is my travel kit I use everywhere I go. I've taken this on multiple cruises, multiple houses. This is what it looks like. It's kind of dingy. This is my glucagon, so if my sugar drops severely, just sticking in me. I've never had to use that, and I hope I don't ever have to use that. My ketone sticks. Hi, vloggers. Mom. Yeah, what are you doing? I'm making a video about my diabetes. That's literally the first thing, that's the first video I wanted to film when I made my YouTube video, but I have never done it. When I first started in like 2018. But I'm
I can tell a little bit about the Dexcom and all that other great stuff. So I'm gonna get out there and try to turn on the TV a little bit before I close my door there.
These are my ketone strips, and these are the colors on the side when I pee on the stick. and like right here, that's very bad and I should be taken to the hospital immediately. But if it's right here at neutral, I'm fine. This right here is my everyday diabetic kit. It has an extra pump in here. Oh shoot. If I'm in the middle of the day and my pump stops working, then I have an extra one. The extra one stops working, I'll have to start taking it manually with like the needle in my arm. This is my Omnipod. It's customized to my liking. Has my name on the front. The only thing I don't like about it is just because it's not touchscreen, so I have to do everything with these small buttons.
This is how the Dexcom looks before I take it off. I am disabling the current one that's on me, and I just snatch off the Tegaderm and snatch off the Dexcom, and it always hurts, but whatever. Then I take off the little monitor because I'm going to be using it again. So I go on the app and I enter the code that it tells me to enter on the Dexcom. Once I've entered the code in my phone, I've selected a spot on my stomach to place the Dexcom, and I take off the protected little thing on the Dexcom and I stick myself. Yeah, it hurt really bad that time actually. And I'm trying to show you guys the needle, but I don't think you guys can see it. So now I've gone back onto the app to start the new sensor, and yeah, that's how I put on my Dexcom.
And that is it. This video was actually super fun to film because I had no interruptions, except for my mom. But I had no interruptions. I just felt like I was explaining to a friend. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can get notified for every time I post. I try to post on Saturdays, but if I can't, I try to make the next video even better. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts!